Okay, so in today's video, we'll have a look at how to authenticate or protect an API with a simple API key. This is just a simple means of protecting your native APIs. So to start off, I'll log in onto the um, management console of the API gateway. Although there are various means in which you can protect your native APIs, I'm going to start with a simple form of protecting your APIs. So for the demonstration purposes, I have picked up one of the APIs that we had gone through in the previous session. So if you remember, we had picked an API called cat facts. It gives random facts about cats. uh, if you access the API, I think, yeah. So it is, as you can see right now, it is an unprotected API. Now assume you want to actually protect this. So I'll switch to Postman, and this is the API currently hosted on the gateway. And as you can see, it is currently also unprotected. Now we'll go to the gateway again and try to see how to secure this API. So all the security that you apply on an API is set up as policies. So once you come over here and you edit the API, you can go to the identify and access section and add in what needs to be protected. But to start off, we need to actually create an application. In the Web Methods API gateway, all identification of the request is done using application. So what we'll do over here is right now create an application saying, let's say this belongs to a consumer application, consumer app 1. Okay, and we just give it a name, continue. And there are other options on how to actually put different types of identify by the IP address, identify by your certificate or claims. We're going to just use an API key based authentication. So let's first of all move to the APIs. Let's try to find our API. Our API name was called My API, and you have now added this API into this application. Let's save the API. Save the application. So this is basically an equivalent of a service account or a system user to identify your API, and your API key is this. Now, when you send the request to your API, you need to pass the API key in this header, X gateway API key. So I'm just going to copy this for now because we'll be needing this later in the Postman. Now we go back to our APIs, and as you can see, we have the API, we have the scopes, policies. Now what we need is identify and authorize application, and we say identify the API by an API key. Now here what we are saying is make sure you identify the application or the API based on registered applications, and what we just now created was an application, so we say by registered applications and we say save. Now this API is actually secured. You cannot consume it without a certain identity. Let's go back to Postman. Let's now consume the same API. This time when you access the API, it says unauthorized application request. What in fact it is doing is actually trying to say that you need to identify who this request is coming for. Therefore, you need to pass the key as I previously explained. So the header is X gateway hyphen API key. Now once you set this key and the value and send the request, still unauthorized. Let me see if I got the header name incorrect. Go back to the gateway. It's called X gateway API key. We copied the key correctly. Go back to Postman. Paste the value. Oh, sorry. This is not the headers. Yeah, I need to be passing it in the headers. I will passing it as params here. So we go back to headers, and then we add in the header over here. Next. So it said it's unauthorized because it hasn't received it. We pass in the key over here. Let's try this again. This time, as you can see, it is authorized, and it is able to identify which user is actually, or which credentials are used to actually consume the API. So if you now were to validate the key and execute it, it says unauthorized. So this is a quick way to actually secure your API. It's a very lightweight and yet secured. Many applications find it very easy to pass the authorization in the header. There are also other means of authenticating the native API, which we will go through in the remaining videos. For now, this is a quick way to actually protect the API. You could go back to your API and again over here edit it. There's a quick way to actually turn off the authentication. You can just say allow anonymous. This is a means to actually validate the security, and then again you can send in now the request without the key, and this actually lets the API go without any authentication. This is just a quick way to actually test the API in case you don't have the credentials to actually validate it. You can go back and turn it back on. It's not something you would want to do on a production live system. It's just a means for actually validating an API. On the other hand, if you want to completely remove the authentication, you can just take out the policy called identify and authorize application. As you can see, there are various sets of authentication approaches that are there. You can use a basic authentication. We'll try to have a look at that later. A JWT way and OAuth means, and different means of actually identifying the application. What we saw is a quick way of using just an API key and registered application. As you can see on the applications now, if you see, you have your consumer app 1, and your consumer app 1 has a key and the API associated with it. Another way to actually add an application is to add an API to an application. You could go directly to the API, and you could go to applications, and you could edit over here and just say what other application needs access. So here actually you are going and saying that I don't want this application to be attached to this API, or you could go and say that please attach it back. That's one way of putting back the API with the application. Or you could go just to the application. You could go over here, edit. In your API listing, you could remove the API that you don't want, and put your API back over here. You could also put other APIs as well. So I had a pet API, which is also protected now by the same API key. Of course, you have to put in the policy on the API as well. The my pet API probably doesn't have the policy. So yeah, as you can see, in the identify and access step, the identify and authorize application policy is not attached. Therefore, this API is not protected. Although the application is attached with the API, that doesn't necessarily mean the API is protected. You have to come and enable the policy. So I hope you had a quick understanding of how to protect your APIs, your unprotected APIs or unsecured APIs, by just quickly enabling it through the gateway. This is one of the benefits of having an API gateway. Hope you like the video. If you have any questions, please do put them in the comments. I'd appreciate if you subscribe to the channel and like it if you like the videos. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me.